Welcome to my audience. This is the Thursday Executive Brief. 5 minutes, 1 leadership challenge, 3 executive moves, 1 action for the week. No theory, no fluff, just execution. So let's get to it. Hello to my audience. Welcome back on the Executive 5. Today's episode, the higher you rise, the less truth reaches you. Let's be clear about that. Your team is not sitting around fabricating numbers or inventing good news. They're doing something far more sophisticated and far more dangerous. They're editing. They soften the bad update before it reaches you. They time the difficult conversation for after the board meeting. They reframe the failure as a learning. They're not lying. They're managing you. And somewhere along the way, you trained them to do exactly that. By the time reality travels from the front line to your office, it has passed through 6 layers of people who have all quietly decided what you want to hear. You're not uninformed, you're selectively informed. And that distinction is costing your organization far more than you realize. Because you can't fix what you can't see. And right now, you're not seeing nearly enough. So what's the challenge here? Here's the real problem. And this one stings. You didn't just inherit this dynamic, you built it. Every time you reacted badly to a difficult message, you taught people that delivering it wasn't worth the risk. Every time you rewarded the optimist and quietly sidelined the skeptic, you signaled what kind of information was welcome in the room. Every time you jumped straight to solutions before fully hearing the problem, you shortened the window people were willing to open. The result is an invisible information architecture, a filter that strips out friction, bad news, and inconvenient complexity before it gets anywhere near you. And the higher your authority, the thicker that filter becomes. Leaders at the top of organizations are often the last to know about the problems that will eventually define their legacy. This is not a people problem, it's a structural problem, and you are the structure. How can you avoid that? What are our moves this week? Well, move number 1, stop. Stop using your direct reports as your only intelligence source. Your leadership team is not a neutral relay. They are stakeholders. They have reputations to protect, relationships to manage, and agendas, conscious or not, that shape what they surface and what they bury. When you rely exclusively on their version of events, you're not getting the picture, you're getting their picture. That's not intelligence, that's curated reality. The leader who only talks to their top team will eventually be the last person in the building to know what's actually happening in it. And by then, the cost of not knowing is already locked in. Step number 2, or move number 2, see differently. Treat information architecture as a leadership design problem, not a communication problem. Most executives try to solve this by asking for more honesty, more transparency, more candor. That's the wrong lever. You can't ask your way out of a structural problem. The question is not, why won't people tell me the truth? The question is, what does your organization actually reward? What behavior gets people promoted? What gets them quietly managed out? The answers to those questions are your real communication policy. And right now, they are almost certainly working against you. Culture doesn't care what you say you want. It responds to what you consistently tolerate and reward. Move number 3, do instead. Build one unfiltered signal into your week, deliberately below your level. Not a town hall, not a pulse survey, not an open door policy that nobody uses because everyone knows the door has consequences. A real, recurring, low-stakes point of contact with people 2 or 3 levels below you. Close enough to the work to know what's actually happening, and far enough from your approval cycle to tell you without calculating the risk first. Walk the floor without an entourage. Take a different person to an informal coffee each month. Sit in on a frontline team meeting with no agenda other than to listen. The goal is not to bypass your leadership team. The goal is to triangulate. Truth is not a single source, it's a pattern across many. Let me give you your weekly challenge. This week, identify one person at least 2 levels below you. Someone you rarely speak to one-on-one. Have a 15-minute conversation with no agenda, no performance context, and no one else present. Ask them one question. What is something leadership doesn't see clearly from where you sit? Then listen without defending, without explaining, and without making them feel like they're being evaluated. What you hear in that single conversation will tell you more about your organization than 6 months of leadership reports. Do it this week, not next quarter. The most informed leaders are not the ones with the most data. They are the ones who deliberately designed systems that make truth safe to deliver, and then held themselves accountable to act on it. Your job is not to be liked, it's not to be protected, it's to see clearly and then to lead from what you actually see. If the people around you are managing your perception instead of informing your decisions, they are not loyal. They are liabilities. And the single most powerful thing you can do this week is make it genuinely easier for one person to tell you something you did not want to hear. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I see you next week, Thursday, on the Executive 5. Take care. And that was it for today. Remember, precision beats intensity every time. Execute the move, run the challenge, and I'll see you next Thursday for the next Executive Brief.